if you draw a straight line from point A to point B, you have one dimension. We can call it X. And then if you draw another line, opposite that, maybe let's say line Y, you have two dimensions now. So with these two dimensions, you can create a square. Inside the two dimensions, you have forward, you have backward, you have left, you have right. And if you have a two-dimensional being, you imprison him inside this square, he will not be able to escape. Because if he goes forward, there is a wall. If he goes backward, there is a wall. If he goes left, there is a wall. If he goes right, there is another wall. So a two-dimensional being cannot escape. Now, but of course, we have three dimensions, the third dimension. And of course, we humans on earth, we are third-dimensional beings. Now, to create a three-dimensional, to create a picture of three dimension, you can take this square, two squares, and then you join their edges together and you have a cube. And now with that cube, you have front, you have back, you have left, you have right, and you have the third dimension, that is up, and you have down, which is what is missing in a two-dimension. So we who are third dimensional beings, if we are looking at that two-dimensional being that is imprisoned in that square, who cannot escape, because if he goes forward, there is a barrier, backward, there is a barrier, left, there's a barrier, right, there's a barrier. We who are in third dimension can just look at the two-dimensional being and say, my friend, just go up. The moment he goes up, he will come out of the square and he has escaped the prison. But because he's a two-dimensional being, he cannot go up, because up and down does not exist in two dimensions. It is just forward, backward, left, right. There is no up, there is no down. Now, but for we humans on earth, currently we are three-dimensional being. I can go forward, I can go backward, I can go left, I can go right, I can go up, I can go down. Now, so if you want to imprison a third-dimensional being like myself and you, all you need to do is to put us in just like I'm in the room. If I go up, there is the ceiling. If I come down, there is the floor. If I go forward, there is the wall. Backward, there is the wall. Left, there is a wall. Right, there is a wall. So a third-dimensional being cannot escape unless there's a door where he can come out of it. But fourth-dimensional beings can escape it. How do you do that? What is the fourth dimension? Definitely, if you have conversant with physics, we agree that the fourth dimension is time. Now, but there's a problem with time, because we third-dimensional beings are prisoners of time. We are bound by the present. Having an inaccessible past and unknowable future. We have a past, about your past, the things that happened in your past, but you cannot access your past. You cannot go back to your past. And we have a future that we do not even know about. We have no knowledge, so we can't access the past, we can't access the future. So we are bound in time. I cannot go forward in time. I cannot go backward in time. I cannot go to tomorrow. I cannot return to yesterday. I am bound by the present. And that is the limitation we have as three-dimensional beings. And so if you close a three-dimensional being, or you put a three-dimensional being in a cube, he cannot escape. But a fourth-dimensional being is a being who can obviously move forward in time and backward in time. That means he can go to tomorrow, or he can access yesterday. So if you put a fourth-dimensional being inside a cube, how will he escape the cube? For him, it's simple. Just move back to the past where the cube is not there and you escape the cube, or you go to the future where the cube is not in that location and you escape the cube. That is what fourth dimension is. And obviously, there is a fifth dimension, there are six dimensions and all of that. Now, do you remember when Jesus pass through the wall without opening the door. How did he escape? Definitely, if it is a four-dimensional being, we will say he probably moved in time. Since he cannot, in space, you cannot move out of a cube. But if you can actually move in time, you are still inside the cube. But because, okay, now, for example, this building that I'm inside now, probably, let's say this house was built 2 years ago. So that means if I go to 5 years ago in this same location, it is a plain land, there is no building. This same spot I'm standing, if I'm standing here 5 years ago, I can move and go through this place, there won't be a wall. So a fourth-dimensional being can simply move back to the point in time, either backward or forward in time, where the wall is not there, and he escapes and he comes out of it. Now imagine what a fifth-dimensional being can do, and imagine what a sixth-dimensional being can do. So Jesus walking through the wall is actually a product of a higher dimension. And when we come to, the subject of the gospel, Christ, Christianity, the spirit, it is accessing higher dimension. It is, telling you that, okay, beyond the three dimension of space and the fourth dimension of time, which we do not have access to, there are higher dimensions. And if you want to transcend the physical world and, break the laws of nature, all you need to do is to switch to higher dimension. And who knows, probably in the fifth dimension, you can even change the physical properties of your person. You can change, this is matter, my hands, my feet, everything. I am made up of matter, atoms, protons, protons and neutrons in the nucleus of an atom, and electrons revolving around them. All of that is what makes this up. Probably in higher dimensions, you can simply switch your physical properties and adapt another property that is not restricted by whatever that's happening here, and you escape. So there are higher dimensions, there are levels to these things, and in the spirit there are higher dimensions than your brain can ever imagine. Now stay tuned, I'm going to come with more exciting truth looking at physics, nature, the natural world, and spirituality. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Thank you, and see you in the next video.